Hello, YouTube. I know it has not been long. It's not been long since I've been here. It has been ages since I've uploaded a video to y'all, and I'm sorry for that. But today, I'm going to be doing another tutorial. Hopefully this is a bit more professional. Not sure it will be. It's going to be very convoluted, and there's probably a quicker way of doing it. And if people do know that, please say it. But for what we're going to do, this is a Jurassic World Evolution mod tutorial for skin making specifically, in which I will try to teach how to bake maps, bake the Matcols, so that you can have fancy, schmancy skins, kind of like the likes of Mr. Trudon and hopefully now me. Now, for what we're going to do is I'm working with Indominus on this one, so wherever you have exported the... Obviously, you've gone and... This is assuming you know how to use Cobra tools to unpack files. So here we have my Indominus in my JW modding folder, which is extensive and has basically everything you'll ever need. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open with GIMP. Now, I'm doing this because I don't know how to do this in Blender. I'm assuming there's a way, but as you can see up here, it says that the file is 1024 by 1024. Thank you, Power Plan, you beautiful bastard. Go away. Alright, so if we go to image, scale image, again, there's probably a better way of doing this, but this is just the quickest way I've found. We're going to scale this, and we're just going to overwrite that, because once this is done with that, we're going to go to, boop, minimize. There's some lovely little art on my background. I just have a rotating folder, so we're going to see some random things. Next, we're going to go over to here, and we're going to open Blender. Now, again, this is assuming that you have successfully installed the Blender tool that lets you mess with Cobra stuff. So what we're going to do is, as you can see, we have fresh thing, file, import, MDL2, and obviously we want to get our Indominus. Where is Indominus? There's Indominus. So, as you can see, give it a second, we now have our Indominus Rex looking Indominus Rexy. I'm going to regret saying those words, I know I am. And we're just gonna hit this. There's probably, you could probably do this without doing this, but I just do this because I dislike seeing these. It gets in the way, it messes with my stuff, so we're gonna just select all of these except for this one. I just simply selected first and last with shift and then control to get rid of all, or get rid of that one. As you can see, nice and clean model. We're going to select it, we're going to hit shift D, and we're going to name this one Bake. And we're going to select this one, we're going to name it Low. This is just how I do it. And shift D again. Now this is going to be our cage. Now there's hundreds of videos out there, I'm assuming, on how to do this more professionally through Blender, but what we're going to do is what I've seen in several tutorials and what I've been taught is you're going to select cage, you're going to hit tab. Now currently I don't see any flaws, but if there is, you would hit Alt and S and then shift, and you can resize it. You'll want it to cover up all the, you don't want any of the lower, you don't want any of this to be showing. So as you can see, we've got all that already. And we're just going to go over to UV editing. And this should be 2048 by 2048 already, because that is what we have, well, done, obviously. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go into shading. As you can see, we've got ourselves an Indominus Rex. Again, looking somewhat like an Indominus. We're going to hide cage for a minute. Now, we're going to import the Matcols. Now, if you want to do this, it's advised, like, if you do this wrong, you're going to go import, and instead of having anything happen, which we need to go down to here, we need to select this, 0 Indominus. Come on. Gonna show the change? Nope. Okay. Well, there we go. You're doing your thing. Obviously, we're gonna select that. But what you want to do is you want to, we're gonna nip over here. You're going to want to unpack the base shared OVL. So if we go to OVL data, I have a lot of mods, so content 0, dinosaurs. You want to unpack this and put it in all the folders with your unpacked dinosaurs, or else your Matcalls will not work. I learned that the hard way. Thank you, Mr. Trudon, for putting up with me. Alright, okay, that wasn't there. Okay, I don't know what any of that means. So we're just gonna leave that. We're gonna select normal from here. Select it to active, which is going to bake to this. And then we're going to select cage. And we're going to select our cage. Mr. Trudon said to do this. So 0.01 meters. And then 32. And we're going to bake. Now, this is going to take, who knows how long. It depends on your computer, basically. So I think this will take me like 5 minutes. So I'm just going to hit bake and see how long it's... Yeah, estimated about 4 minutes. So I will cut back when it is done. Wow. Okay. So it is done baking. We have it here. Just gonna go image, save as, and we're just gonna leave it as this. And then I have a little bake maps folder. We're gonna find our Indominus. Where are you, buddy? Seriously, where's Indominus? There it is. And I'm just gonna again leave it this. I'm gonna set compression to 0% and save as image. Now next you're going to open up Spotify. Yes, you're gonna open up Spotify. If you want to make a skin, you gotta open up Spotify. No, Substance Painter, because this is what this is for. This is a tutorial for Substance Painter / Blender. All right, so you got your overlay. All right, we're just going to open one of my Indoms. Let's go with Ludia Pack, date modified, Indominus level 40 V2. Now, how I was previously doing it, should have it set up properly. Yeah. Alright, so here you can see we got a skin. This is the level 40 Jurassic World the game version. / Jurassic Park Builder version, with a little bit of edits by me. And if we go let it load, obviously, it's kind of losing its sanity. Like, wait, what? You're recording while doing this? What? You don't do that. So, as you can see here, we have 3 files. Well, that's the eye. Oops. Kind of need that. Right, we have 3 files. So we're going to put this one above, and we're going to import them again so that people can see which ones are kind of good for this. So we're going to go to our baked maps. We're going to scroll down to Indominus. You're going to want the Indominus Rex P-base packed texture 02. This, along with 03, and your map that you just got, are the basis for this. This is details in game as far as I can tell, and this is Ambient Collision. So we're just gonna environment, no, texture, project Indominus 40 V2. All right, now Mr. Trudon said that it's best to put this, the Ambient Collision layer, on top. So that would be 03. So you can see no change because it's already there. This is going to change, but for now we're going to get rid of it. And you're going to also have your 02. Oh, that was the wrong thing. Which, again, is already there, so no change is going to happen. So you got this. Your ambient occlusion is always going to be set to multiply. Your other details are set to either overlay, multiply, or soft light, depending on how they look. But now we're going to go to texture set settings. We're going to go to this little square tab, which is our mesh maps. Select normal map. We're going to select the map we just imported. And then we're going to go to let Substance Painter do its thing. Substance Painter kind of doesn't know what's going on right now. It's scared, it's alone, it's trying to figure things out. We're going to let it do that, and then we will bake mesh maps. Actually, we'll start it now. So I'm going to put this to 2048 because this is a 2048 by 2048 skin. And we're going to deselect normal, world space normal, ID, and position. And then we're going to select curvature. Now, you could do this both ways. Like, you could do this for both because it is not a one-time limit. So we're going to do that. I don't know what this stuff, number of sampled neighboring points. All right, we're just going to set this maximum, see how it breaks. Sampling radius. Set that first, see how much it breaks. Bake selected textures. Oh, it broke horribly. Alright, that's beautiful. So, this is our curvature, as you're about to see. So, we've had this. We're gonna... No, that's not what we want. That kind of looks cool. We want to put you to overlay. And we're going to go in here and just clear that and type curvature. As you can see, that's not what we wanted. Now, we are going to do this again. Let me just clear these out real quick. Bake mesh maps. Again, same settings, but now we're going to go to generate from normal map, and we're going to set details to 1. And we're going to bake. So you can see it's very different. Now, this kind of has like a Borderlands effect. I actually kind of like this. If this looked like this in game, that would be cool. We're going to just lower the opacity now to something of our liking. I think something messed up in this process, which is kind of annoying because I'm doing a tutorial. Examples of it working, though, if I go to recent files and go to Herrera D'Angelo V2. No, discard. I don't want you. I'm sorry. Sorry, Indominus. As you can see, we have lovely scales and stuff. But without this curvature map, it would just look like this. Which, again, is kind of nice, but that's because of that texture. This adds, like, little veins. A big example of this working is... Walking Dinosaurs Dromaeosaur. Oh, no. I moved its location. It doesn't know what's going on anymore. Documentary. Drum. There we go. So as you can see, this is how it looks now, but looks very different without it. Now, you may prefer it without it or prefer it with. That is entirely up to you. This is just on how to on baking the textures so that you can get the fancy schmancy scales. And also going to give a small little, just gonna select a new, stego. Well, we'll use the stego as my test subject. Just going to give a couple little, like, advice things. So if we go down to, we're going to scroll this all the way up. Little stego. If we go down to brushes, the main ones I use are Artistic Heavy Sponge. Also, I like to do fill layer and then add black mask. Just gonna delete that real quick. So obviously you just select your color, and then boom. Obviously I wouldn't do it with this, and also I like to work in base color, so I can just do that. There we go. So, Heavy Artistic Sponge is... Did I select the wrong thing? I selected the wrong thing, yeah. Heavy Artistic Sponge is very nice, especially when used with the smudge tool. Select Artistic Heavy Sponge, lower the flow down to like 6, and just kind of a nice little edge. Also, frequently used are Dirt 3. So Dirt 3, I like to just control right click drag up and then delete. As you can see, it gets a nice little mold effect. If I wasn't using that, I'll just do the same thing. Again, control drag up on the right click and then do this. And then obviously that would look weird, so you just lower opacity until it looks nice. hopefully that helps with that. These are pretty typical, the ones I use. Mostly just these two. So yeah. Obviously you would then export your texture, open it in GIMP or rename it to what you want it to be, and then import and test. And yeah. I want to hope this was helpful. This was way longer than it should have been, but yeah. That is all. Videos with the avatar are going to be coming. Fear them as you will. That is all. Skidoosh.